Looking for a place to test your golf game against fellow amateurs with similar skills and the same passion for the game? Whether you are a weekend warrior with a competitive fire or an elite amateur looking for opportunities to hone your tournament performance, the Amateur Players Tour has a home for you. Go to amateurplayerstour.com today to join the only AM tour on the continent created by the players and for the players.
Now on the tee from Las Vegas, from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Jody, what's up, man?
Hey buddy, long time no see.
I know. Hopefully you've slept a little bit since the last time I saw you.
I'm working on it, trying to catch up as quickly as I can.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I got home Friday night, and I think between Saturday, I think I slept like 15 hours between Friday night and Saturday, and I slept about 4 hours Saturday afternoon, and I was adding that up, and I think that was more than tournament week all combined. So, but it's good to be back, man. No rest for the weary. That's for certain. So
Yeah, I think we got all of about 6 hours of break, which was probably the 6 hours that we were unreachable Wednesday night after after the tournament was over, and then it started right back up the next morning. So
oh Yeah, it's been crazy just trying to get everything done. Obviously, tonight's a big night, the release of the 2022 schedule, which registration is open. Early lead is the Independence Open. No surprise, Big Cedar Lodge is starting to get quite a few registrations tonight. Chambers Bay is pulling some, um, but yeah, it's been kind of fun to watch. And
We got a
uh,
whole membership that doesn't even know where the national or North American Championship is going to be next year because they weren't at Pinehurst for the members forum to hear what we announced.
That's true. I'm just waiting. As soon as you said that, it's gonna go in the chat. I'm sure somebody that was there is watching. And um, so Jordan Jones, just what's the road to 2022? We can start there if you want. Just kind of let everybody, as they're signing up for stuff. We're looking through, seeing some good signups so far for Lone Star Shootout, TPC San Antonio. No surprise. Um, Independence Open, Stream Song, Memorial Day. Looks like it's going to be an interesting week as we kind of see where these goes. But why don't you talk a little bit about the 22 North American Championship? I know we had a good conversation with another golf course there this week that really kind of cements everything. It's going to be a good week. I'm looking forward to it already, which I know is a little crazy. I'd like to sleep for a little bit before then, but certainly going to be a good week. So why don't you talk about it a little bit?
Sure. We've already had questions right off the bat. As soon as we announced at the player forum at Pinehurst where we were going for 22 North American Championship, the first question right off, immediately, well, which courses? And the funny thing is the guys that were asking that are people from like New York and California who don't even play in this city. So I think it's funny. I'm not sure they would have even known the courses if I had said it. But yeah, we are going we're going to take this road to the Music City next year. So Jordan Jones, the road to 22 is going to be the road to Music City. So Nashville, Tennessee will host our 2022 North American Championship. We've got a great lineup of courses, and it's a good combination of some great privates and publics in the area, along with some really good privates as well. So it's going to be a great week. We've got all sorts of extra activities that we have planned that you and I are really excited about. Take advantage of some great contacts and networking that I have here in Nashville, both in the music industry and otherwise, to kind of step the game up a little bit and make it a really big time for everybody. So we're excited. Pinehurst is going to be tough to beat, man. It was a high bar that we set on the first North American Championship right out of the bat. There's no question about that. But I think there's some flexibility that going to a city like Nashville offers, and cobbling together a group of golf courses to host this event as opposed to being with a resort, and some of the limitations that you have there. So, it'll be a little bit different, but I think it's going to be just as exciting. Man, I can't wait to start, chatting a little bit about this recap and some of the stuff that went down at Pinehurst. Just amazing, high quality golf that was played. And we're looking forward to setting up a program in 22 in Nashville that's going to be every bit as exciting, and guys are going to feel it when they step on that first tee. They're going to know what they're playing for, and it's going to be grind time. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Looked at the numbers the other day. I've been trying to balance that, me being the numbers guy, but over 51,000 in total prizes paid out at the North American Championship this year. 38,400 just in the prize pool for Division 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ladies net and senior net. So well over $100 a player. It was just a fun week. Everything was great about the week, but my favorite part was still watching guys come down 18 with everybody sitting on that back patio, and Luke announcing groups to the green, and watching guys really be able to kind of face that national championship pressure, national championship, North American championship on the line, and it was really fun. But when it comes to Nashville, there may not be a bunch of Pinehurst named courses, but I've got to tell you, Nashville is probably one of the most underrated golf cities I've ever been in. A lot of really good public golf courses, and um, you know, really good public courses and really good private courses as well. So it'll be fun. But looking forward to 22. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that tonight. Jody, why don't what's the major on the schedule for 22 that you most look forward to if you had to pick one?
Oh, if I could only pick one, that's it's kind of hard. It's like choosing which child that you love the best. Um, you know, for me personally, I have not yet played at Paynes Valley, so I would say Big Cedar's probably the one that I would definitely want to get to because it's a great opportunity to go play there. Of the ones that I have played personally, um, you know, Chambers Bay is in my top five, my personal top five, and I've played a lot of golf in a lot of different places, and that place is just really really special. Um, so I will definitely be there for that. You know, I'll be angling really hard to be able to play that event rather than just work it too. But yeah, Paynes Valley, I've never seen it. That would probably be my number one.
This Valley is going to be really good.
I
I
know.
know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, I knew you were working on your audio, so I was gonna stretch for a second if I had to.
Yeah, it should be better. Hopefully, running around a little bit, get home, and Ali updated all the computers, so one of the cameras isn't working tonight on my computer, and makes for fun. Good way to start the 2022 podcast season for sure. But um, certainly agree with you about Paynes Valley being in Missouri. With running St. Louis, with obviously Jake running Kansas City. It's right in between us. We're both looking forward to hosting that. But a lot of good events. I'm looking forward to going to Chambers Bay. I mean, anytime you get to play back-to-back days on a U.S. Open venue, it's going to be really special. Tigers Place is going to be good. I'm looking forward to the little hole-in-one contest we'll run on the 19th hole at Paynes Valley on Sunday. You can't pick a better weekend to be in Branson than 4th of July. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. But as far as playing, I've got to say I'm most looking forward to coming back and giving another shot to TPC San Antonio. That Oaks course was in phenomenal shape. We're playing it again 2 weeks in front of the Valero. They started overseeding it last week, and so the golf course will be perfect when we get there. Really looking forward to giving that one another shot as well. So lots of really good options this year in 2022, and yeah, Christopher Jones just put in the comments his dad signed up for him. His dad signed for Chambers Bay and TPC San Antonio. You will not be disappointed. A lot of great, PGA Tour level venues on our schedule. Even starting Tournament Champions, Disney's Magnolia hosted a PGA Tour event. Lake Buena Vista actually hosted that same PGA Tour event. Orange County National, the four ball, hosted Q School. TPC San Antonio obviously hosts the Valero every year. The Omni Bedford Springs. I know Captain Nepp played there a couple weeks ago, and he's like, dude,
That's
that might be one of the best golf courses on the schedule.
that's the sleeper. That's the sleeper right there. Um, don't don't overlook that golf course because you may not have heard of it. Omni Bedford Springs is a special track. Um, great resort, great property, and a great location there in the right in the valleys in between the mountain ranges in central PA. Man, that place again, another one where we booked it at just the perfect time of year where the place is going to be in fantastic shape. Um, really, really excited about that one. That one's going to be a good one too.
Yeah, definitely. Well, John Lambert comes in with a good question. I think it's a good thing to talk about. He wants to know how does deposit and balance work. So that's something new we're adding across the country for 2022. Based on member feedback. It can be difficult when you got to pay, a big entry fee for a national major, 6 months out to reserve your spot. And so the deposit balance is going to be really nice for all our members because, you can get into any of these major tournaments for 20% down. And so 20% down reserves your spot. The other 80% will be billed closer to the tournament, anywhere between 30 days and 2 weeks before the tournament. We'll make sure to communicate that before we do it so you guys know that it's coming, but you can get in for 20% down. And then, you're up until right before the tournament before you get charged the balance. And so, makes it really nice. Jody, what you got on that? You look like you want to expound upon deposit balance.
No, you're good. I do know that last year we had several majors that were in that 600 range, and it just made it tough for some guys. A lot of people went heavy on Whistling Straits and went ahead and locked that in and paid that full boat because that's the way our system worked last year, and it made it difficult for them to commit to some of the other majors that we had. So hopefully this change is going to be a lot more convenient for the players to be able to map out their plans for the whole year and where they want to go ahead and secure their spot without having to take that hit all at the beginning of the year. Even right now, going into Christmas time, I know everybody's credit card is going to be on fire here in the next few weeks. So,
Right.
this gives everybody the opportunity to go ahead and secure their spot, kick the can down the road a little bit to pay the full boat, and it'll definitely help out. I think it's going to be a huge player friendly add on that we've done this year that we should get a lot of positive feedback from.
Yeah, I would certainly think so. A couple other questions coming in about Omni. So one with Omni being a major, yes, sir, Dwayne, it is 100% a major. And then Justin wants to know, do you have to stay at the Omni at Bedford? You do not. And so we're actually working with a couple of hotel blocks there. I know Ali was on the phone with hotels today. Highly recommend if you want to spend a really great weekend to do it at the Omni. It is certainly not cheap. We'll say that if you wanted to stay, but a really really gorgeous, beautiful property. But there's no on-site requirement. The only two tournaments that have rooming requirements are the Independence Open at Big Cedar Lodge. Everybody's got to stay in the Anglers Lodge, which we've got all the information on the tournament information page. And then the Stream Song event, everybody's got to stay on property at Stream Song, which if you've ever been to Stream Song, you just stay on property when you go to Stream Song because there's nothing around Stream Song. That hotel's really good, really reasonable price for what you get. But yeah, speaking of underrated tournaments on the schedule, I highly recommend Anbriar, which is our, kind of our host facility in St. Louis. Another one that not a lot of people have heard about, but in our schedule every year we did a poll with all of our members, and Anbriar is the only golf course that got a perfect score. And so all of our members love playing there. It's a very playable course. It's fun. It's got a lot of character to it. And it's going to be a fun 2 days at Anbriar for the APT Public Links. Highly recommend that event as well. Chris is just letting me know it's rated number 3 in Illinois for golf courses in 2021. Certainly not going to get a better value than Anbriar for a couple days. And like you said earlier, it's in the perfect time of year for that golf course. It'll be in great shape. It'll be a fun weekend. So there's another one, 2 cents, as we kind of get things going. So.
Oh, Christy, thank you. Thanks for playing. I'm just sorry. I'm reading the comments. Christy McCauley thanking us for a great year. No, hey, a lot of you guys have reached out, guys and gals both, sending emails and text messages and stuff, thanking us. Honestly, I mean, as much as we appreciate getting that positive feedback, we can't say enough about how much we appreciate you all. Just the support that you've given. We've mentioned multiple times how we kind of way undershot what we thought our membership would be in this first year, and it's a credit to each and every one of you as members, all of your individual chapters, and how well you've come out to kind of buy into what we're trying to do, and even participated in the growth and formation of this with your feedback and ideas and things along the way that have helped us. I mean, heck, even some of the partners that we have are a result of members who have reached out to us and paired us up with some of these sponsors that we're working with or partners that we're working with. So again, all of this this is by the players for the players, and we're the ones kind of putting in the work to make sure everything happens, but it's really all you guys are being involved is what makes this thing work.
No, definitely. Yeah, it's been a crazy year to think that we're sitting, a year ago today we were sitting at Greystone and announcing, and we knew we had, nine chapters kind of locked up when we decided to do this national expansion, and um didn't have any idea that it was going to turn into this. And like you said, you made a Facebook post a few weeks ago, just the relationships and the friendships we've been able to make across the country, that just the people we've been able to hang out with. It's been a really special year, and so we're certainly very grateful, and but motivated to continue to grow this thing and to make it even better and more special. And um but honestly, Jody, speaking of special, I can't get over some of what we were able to see at Pinehurst. What was your favorite part of the week at Pinehurst?
Um, my favorite part was the playoffs on after the second round or at the end of the second round. Chris and I were bouncing around to all the different golf courses, and it was amazing how the timing worked out with how they were going down and when they were going down. That we got to be there for 4 out of the 5 playoffs and get some video and see what was going on and talk to the guys as they were coming off of the playoff and that part was really cool. It was really fun to watch some Division 3 and 4 guys uh, standing on a tee box for a 5-for-2 playoff situation and just seeing the look in their eyes of sheer terror. It was fun to
Right.
watch, and then to watch 2 guys in I believe it was Division 3 go 5 holes to determine who was going to get that last spot. I mean that was some good golf. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I thought the sportsmanship all the way across was really cool. The playoffs and really the good golf in the playoffs that we were able to see. Um, you know, I love the hug that Russell and Eli gave at the end of the playoff. Sudden death playoff. You got 50, 60 people following up the fairway, watching it, and having to deal with number two and the greens at number two and the shots they had to hit coming down the stretch with everything on the line, and just the emotions and the frustration that comes with really just the heat of the moment and the heat of battle, to see the sportsmanship and the camaraderie, even in those intense moments of competition, is everything we want the APT to be about going forward. And it was really special to watch. And so it was just it was fun to kind of to sit on the sidelines. I know, I envy you, because your role was being out there, and mine was to try to figure out how to pay out 160 gift cards in less than 2 hours. and But when I got to sneak out, it was really fun to see, and really being able to walk with those groups in the playoff was really special. So
Yeah, I'm glad you got to come out and see the Division 2 playoff on number 2. That was, we were still getting the Division 1 guys coming in to finish that. Somebody need to go out there and be with that group and watch that play. So you and Chris getting out there for that was fantastic. Another thing that I think was special about Pinehurst, and honestly, it was something that was a dual-edged sword, and that was the being forced to stay on property, or us having to sell a room block in order to get access to the golf courses. But I got a cool email from one of the players that was telling me how they hated that in the beginning. They would have rather saved the money to maybe share an Airbnb or something like that with their buddies. But after having spent a week there in the Carolina hotel, hanging out in the Ryder Cup bar with players from Tennessee and New York and Utah and Florida and Georgia. They walked away with all this tremendous network of friends and acquaintances that they met that they never would have met had they just shown up with 4 or 5 guys in their chapter that they knew and stayed off site somewhere. So, that ended up being a really cool aspect of the event itself, with all of our players kind of merging together to stay at one spot. So I hope that continues as we continue to have the championship move around, even though we may go to places where staying on property or at a specific location is not required. I hope that our members will choose to stay in the host hotel so that we can kind of have that camaraderie. I think that's something that's special and unique to the APT that you didn't really get in some of the other organizations that we've all been a part of before. So I think that part was pretty special.
Yeah, it was really good. I love Matt Jacobs' comment. He goes, "Will you be able to up the payouts from the new rules for amateurs? Looks like it's gonna be 1,000 instead of 750." The only thing I can tell you, Matt, is we love payouts. We had a third of the players of one of our competitors for the national finals, and we paid out way more than they did. And so certainly we're not afraid of large payouts. Part of being by the players for the players is giving the players what they want. And so certainly if the directive comes out, we're still waiting on, the specifics of the rules, but certainly if we're able to pay $1,000, I'm sure you'll see an $1,000 payout next year from us, 100%. So it should be good. Russell's comment: best thing staying on property. Just looking at different things. It's kind of fun watching these. I keep glancing over watching these registrations come in. It's really cool to see, how, nationwide these registrations are for different places. And so these big majors, Chambers Bay, Stream Song, Big Cedar Lodge, are going to feature people from literally all over the country. It's going to be really fun to get to see everybody there.
I can address Wilson Gamble's comment here about checking on Gaylord for nationals next year. I assume you mean Gaylord Springs, the golf course, or Gaylord, the hotel. If we're talking about the golf course, that very possibly may be a contract that I have sitting in my email inbox right now, Wilson. So as far as the hotel is concerned, we've not gotten that far yet as far as looking at where we're going to establish the host hotel for the year. I mean, obviously, we've got quite some time down the road to get all this organized and get the details. All right. So he said the hotel. So the hotel is a possibility. We've got them on our list of potential locations. And based on where a lot of the golf courses are going to be, Gaylord is a possibility. There may be some more easily accessible options for us, Wilson. So that may also be a little bit cheaper as well. So we're going to work on it and see what we can work out. But as soon as we probably as we get into the spring, early summer, we'll be releasing more and more information about nationals next year and what all the festivities are going to be and things of that nature. So it's going to be fun. We've got some really unique ideas and things that we can't wait to start implementing for our North American Championship every year.
Certainly. Well, and I got to throw a shout out to Mr. Matt Jacobs. I can tell you that if you win the North American Championship, you're not going to get an Edwin Watts gift card. I can assure you of that. But we do appreciate you repping the APT this year. We did see the pictures of during play, and so we appreciate the support. So
nice. Yeah, Eric King's just going to find a foyer of a building to huddle up next to some other folks there in downtown.
Hey, he's National Player of the Year. You can't criticize his methods.
Well, the rest of the people will just step over you. It'll be okay.
So, oh man,
I thought about just staying on the golf course in Pinehurst as I was going around at 1 a.m. arranging tee markers for the next day. I figured I may as well just lay down and go to sleep and wake up the next morning to start the first tee times off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping by then we have the RV. I was thinking, you can stay at your house and I'll stay down in the RV. And I mean, I might as well stay in the RV if it went how this last year went. The only thing we needed to request from Pinehurst is a freaking cot in the St. Andrews room. So,
That would
um,
have been helpful, actually.
yeah, my favorite was when we left the tee markers out on number one on Tuesday. This is the thing nobody knows about that I think is so funny, and we needed the set of tee markers for number two the next day. So Jody's out walking the golf course at like 1:45 in the morning, trying to pick up tee markers so we can get the tee set up for the next golf course the next day. It's so funny some of the things you learn the first time doing it. We're just fortunate it went as smooth as it did. We certainly learned a lot from the experience, though. But yeah, there'll be some good stories that come out of that first year, don't you think?
Oh yeah. Well, I was grateful to be in the room in the Donald Ross room, kind of dealing with the crowd there, as opposed to being back in the St. Andrews room with you and Phil Vangersdalen and Tom Chambers and Matthew Fegley and Phil Cackamies crunching all those numbers and doing all that. I can only imagine how how nervous everybody was back there trying to get all that sorted out. So that was one of those deals where I didn't need to know how the sausage was made. I just need to make sure that I had some sausage to hand out to everybody.
certainly, certainly made it interesting. I think if we're going to try to make some money next year, I think we could sell spots in your driveway at this point. People are trying to book rooms, so um, you might have to sleep with the cows. So the cows tend to break out of the neighbor's fence because your neighbor doesn't know how to build a fence and come hang out in the driveway. So
I'll just make an RV park out of my front pasture to be fine. Tell my wife, hey, we're gonna have some friends over for a few days.
well, when Holly kills you, it is not my fault. It's not my idea. I just wanna put that out there. Um,
She may just
but
go
it's
away
it.
for a week.
Yeah, freaking out at 7:30. Oh yeah, you're not wrong, Guthrie. He's making fun of me. So, but still seeing
Well, I think
registrations
he
come
may be
in.
making
So
he may be making fun of himself because he was still trying to figure out what colors he T markers he needed that morning for round three.
oh, poor Gup. Oh man, the things you learn. It's certainly interesting. So Christy goes, "Hey, did I miss announcement for next year's national championship?" You did, Christy. I'll let Jody tell you about it again. He likes talking about it.
Oh yeah. Well, you've missed it twice now, Christy, because we announced at our player forum in Pinehurst and that we are going to have our North American Championship in Nashville, Tennessee next year. So Music City chapter will be our host. Chris Guthrie and Joe Smolera and myself will be rolling out the red carpet for everybody. It's going to be a fun time. We're gonna have a blast. Nashville is a fun city. We're gonna need somebody to keep an eye on Wayne Bishop all weekend though. He might get lost.
Yeah, it could be a long one there. I'm checking this out, man. Lots of people signing up tonight for membership, which is good. Um, one of the things I want to talk a little bit about since we got everybody on here is this Tournament of Champions event in Orlando. Had somebody reach out to me the other day and goes, "Oh, that's 4.99. What's that about?" And I'm like, "Well, some really good commemorative gifts coming from Turtleson as part of it. But one of the other things is we're going to do a champions dinner at a nice restaurant in Orlando that's going to be included. Only thing you'll need to pay for in that is going to be your alcohol. Other than that, everything will be included for this champions dinner we're going to do. It's going to be a great week down in Orlando. Chance to get two majors in a week when pretty much nobody else in the country is going to be able to play golf. Really good golf courses. Obviously, Magnolia was made famous when Tiger won there in '96 to kind of kick off his professional. The alligator comes out of the pond by sixth green and eats the deer while he's putting on the green in the final round. And Then Lake Buena Vista is the golf course that's not really well known. Used to also play host to the PGA Tour event there, but also served as Disney's Country Club for a long time. Probably, in my opinion, the best golf course on property. Really fun to play. If you've not played it, I highly recommend it. And then obviously the four ball back at Orange County National. Feaser's telling me he might throw up another 65, and so we'll have to see how that goes. But it'll be fun. Flights for everybody. Gross and net champions in each division, and it's gonna be a good time. So, and yes, Tim, the Tournament of Champions absolutely accrues points.
And Tim, if you check your point standings, you may already be behind anyway, because we've had an event today. We had two events over on this past weekend on Saturday that are already points events. So our members are jumping in on this wraparound season, man. They're already getting points and getting off to a head start.
No, definitely. I was trying to figure out from Maurice's comments, and I didn't say anything because I feel dumb, but I'm trying to figure out CW personalities. Do you know what that means?
Pros in and don't know.
Yeah. Can you help us out with that, Maurice? And
sure he'll
be happy
tell
to talk about that. It would be fun. I've always talked about doing a pro-am. I think it would be interesting. Sean Power says no Paynes Valley. No, we're definitely going to Paynes Valley. And if you want to play Paynes Valley, I would highly suggest signing up. Field's about half gone at this point. So definitely want to get signed up quick. Country Western. That would make sense. Don Hamlet wins.
Nobody calls it country western.
So it's like playing Wheel of Fortune on the live broadcast, except we both lost. So we just heard the buzzer. I was like, I need RSTLNE, and it didn't work. So, but yeah,
Maurice, I'll tell you this, Maurice. Nashville is certainly, you can throw a rock and hit a country music singer, and possibly somebody that you've heard on the radio recently. So I have friends in that industry, and have other contacts as well. So yes, there's a decent chance that we may have some folks join us for some festivities and for the week. So can't make any promises at this point, but we have some irons in the fire, so to speak. We're working on it.
Some magic up the sleeve for sure. Certainly going to be fun. My text messages are almost as entertaining right now as the comment. Somebody's like, "Are you serious? There's really only 144 spots for Paynes Valley?" Yeah, man, 144 spots, and once they're gone, they're gone. So they're moving. Highly recommend it. I mean, Tigers Place, July 4th weekend. It's certainly not going to be 43 degrees when we go to Paynes Valley, because it's going to be primetime season. Don't you think, Jody?
Well, if I was going to play a major event, certainly something that's going to be in the price range that we're charging, I would not want to have run the risk of there being frost delays and wind burn issues and all of that. We haven't gotten a partnership with Oil of Olay or anything like that yet. So no, I'm ecstatic that we were able to book it at the time of year that we did, and it's going to be that's a super fun weekend. There'll hopefully be a lot of activities going on in that area as well. Branson's just a really cool family destination with a lot to offer outside of the golf. So, and particularly with Independence Day weekend, that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good. I will say we do have a partnership coming with, somebody that can certainly help you play golf and extend your golf season in the colder weather months. We'll be able to tease that one out here pretty soon. If those of you that were at Pinehurst, a lot of you got to kind of test out their product. I know Jack had his that he had just ordered at the table, and we just got those on order for Christmas time, and so we're looking forward to that. And I can also announce that we have another just since Pinehurst, two new national sponsors coming on board that are going to continue to help us elevate the player experience. Going to bring some really big things for the APT. So actually, part of the reason I was almost late getting on the call is I was trying to eat dinner and couldn't get this guy off the phone. Him and his superiors are really excited about partnering with us. They were watching the Pinehurst deal on social media and absolutely want to be a part of it. And so they're even already saying absolutely excited. We've got them hooked. So it's going to be fun. So look for some exciting new discounts and things to offer our members, as well as just some great exposure to kind of help us grow over the next year. And so we're really excited about that. Joe Arnold wants to know about Vegas.
Well, he's also asked about South Florida. So before we get into Vegas, just to let everybody know, South Florida has been announced as a chapter. And I know there's a lot of angst right now with going into the winter months, and some of our chapters their golf season's already over. So just to let you guys know, South Florida is definitely online. They have a schedule put together. They're working with Matt right now on getting everything set up in our system. So it should be, if not, within the next 24 hours, should be really soon that you'll see those events show up on the console. Just to let everybody know, Matt, you may want to kind of give a little bit of inside baseball here.
Sure.
For members, to let them know kind of how the system works. And as we transition, we couldn't really turn on the new console until we got past the North American Championship. But maybe just give a quick synopsis. I know, try not to put everybody to sleep talking about the techie stuff here.
Sure. One of the things we did to really make the way for the deposit balance feature was, having to change our credit card processing. So we talked a little bit about it. We kind of went through the mildly painful. It actually went a lot smoother than I thought it was going to. We switched our credit card processing in the middle of last season, and that was all kind of prep for the ability to do the deposit balance. Now in the future, it's going to flow a little bit smoother because the consoles will just kind of go from one year to the next now. And so we kind of had a hard stop at the end of Pinehurst when we turned on the deposit balance technology, which caused a few problems. And so, we're just going through with all of our chapter owners and making sure we have the right information out for you, making sure things are set up right, making sure you have everything you need, making sure everybody knows how the deposit balance technology works. And so just bear with us. We're making, constant updates to our website as well to get everything showing the new stuff. It's been a lot the last couple of days coming back from Pinehurst, trying to get the schedule open and all of that good stuff. And so you'll be seeing some updates the next couple of days. And so just be patient as we're getting these local schedules out. We're just really wanting to make sure that everything's tuned up and to expectations. And so things go smoothly. It's taking a little longer than, we certainly would probably like and would expect. It is really funny. I just, Jody, just to crack up, I'm getting all these text messages, and my favorite one so far is from my dad. And, because he's kind of taking a little bit of a step back and kind of enjoying retirement a little bit. And he goes, "Hey, you haven't registered me for Paynes Valley yet." He goes, "I want to go to Paynes Valley. What do I got to do?"
So give us your credit card, Steve.
Yep. Give us your credit card, Steve. We'll make it happen.
Digits, we'll get you locked in.
So I thought that one was pretty funny. 62 people already signed up for Paynes Valley.
Right.
So, Jordan, you did send me a nice text. Joe Arnold's talking about the Turning Stone Trophy. The beautiful Turning Stone Trophy right here. Mr. Joe Arnold. So, and Rex, I appreciate the sentiment about my mom. She is doing better. Getting ready to get into a walking boot, so she'll be mobile again after breaking her foot. So, so she's excited about that. Uh-oh, Jody's reading texts.
Yeah, I've got them coming in left and right here.
I'm glad you're more popular. My dad's
Okay.
text is even more funny. I'm not going to read that one back though.
So we hit on deposit balance early on, but I've noticed that we've picked up some more viewers. Just to kind of retouch on that real quick about deposit balance and how that works.
Sorry, can you say it again? I was reading an
Yeah,
email.
deposit balance. Just touch on it again since we've had some more viewers tune in
Sure.
since we started
Sure.
this.
So deposit balance is really easy. So I know last year, a lot of people struggled with the idea that, you had to put down, Payne's Valley's what, 699, I think. I don't, yeah, 699, and having to put down the entire tournament, tonight to lock your spot in. It's not that way anymore. It's 20% down gets you in. The other balance will be collected a couple weeks before the tournament. And so you can get in for, I believe the deposit's $140, locks your spot. And so you don't have to have the full balance. I'm hearing from Master Control that we need to take a quick break. And as Linda likes to make fun of us in the Players Forum, uh, let's take a quick message from our friends at 2 Under.
2 Under. Quality fabrics, no roll waistband, Joey pouch, elevate and separate, no chafing. What more could you ask for?
So I know that Carol might pick on me for going to 2 Under first over Turtleson, because Turtleson did such a great job at Pinehurst. But when you're talking about parallels, the 2022 national major schedule you put together, Jody, it certainly elevates and separates us. And so I think 2 Under being the first message is very fitting, because that's what they do: elevate and separate, right?
Yeah, no doubt. Look, I've been a fan for a long time. I'm glad to see that we've been able with the support of Jack Curry to be able to spread the word a little bit. And it's funny, even at the North American Championship, getting some people that went out on Monday with one of the 2-packs items that they had gotten as part of their check-in kit, and just walk up to me in the golf course. They're in the middle of their tournament round, and walk across the fairway and say, "Let me know, hey, those underwear that y'all get, these things are awesome." I'm like,
Right.
"Good, man. You go make your par putt. Come on." But I think that's a testament to just the difference that these things are for folks. If you're still in the tidy whitey stage, do yourself a favor, just try a pair. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Definitely. I mean, did you ever think, November 1st last year, as we're launching this, that we'd spend half our time talking about how good 2 Under is? I mean, I'm totally good doing it, because it
Well, I
is
never
it
thought
is
I'd be talking about underwear or trying to sell underwear in my entire life. So, so hey,
but
straight,
we're believers, Jack. So we're happy to tell people that they can elevate and separate all aspects of their game.
no
So
doubt. And look,
um
and we kind of we bounced around this a little bit. I mean, but we really need to talk about how incredible the check-in situation was at Pinehurst, how smoothly that went, and how generous our partners were with Turtleson and 2 Under and Motive, and how well they treated our players that played in the North American Championship.
right. Well, I think it's important to talk about when you talk about the gift bag, right? So the 799 for Pinehurst included, you got an item from the Turtleson store, that average retail anywhere from between $90 to 170, $180 for some of the knits that they had that you could pick from. Brought in a ton of sizes. I thought it was really cool. Andy showed up. Andy's the president of Turtleson. Showed up, see what we were all about. They're absolutely excited to continue this in 22. Jack showed up to talk to everybody. Was able to introduce a lot of people to the Motive product. Everybody I talked to that used it at Pinehurst loved it. And then the 2 Under stuff and project. I mean, the 2 Under challenge was phenomenal. Everybody loved those bags. The prize pool for the 2 Under challenge. And so just looking forward to, next year. And, we're talking, Turtleson and 2 Under both will be a big part of what we do in 2022. Like I said, we've got, if you haven't tried the Avis and budget deal yet, if you want to know why your membership's worth $125, go rent a car on your family vacation and it'll pay for itself 3 times over. I just rented a car for a week in Vegas, heading out. There we go. Talking to Joe about Vegas. For Hendra and Craig, I just booked my rental car to go out there. Like 220 bucks for a week with budget. And I was looking on Priceline, it wasn't anywhere close to that. So I saved like 250, 270 bucks, whatever it was. So but yeah, and the other thing coming in 2022, Jody, why don't you talk about the Hole in One Club a little bit?
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I did notice that our boy Daniel Constantino, who had a hole in one at the North American Championship, 5th hole on Pinehurst number 8, a dunk for the ace, got $500 cash.
Hold up. He's in the chat. He just commented.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
He's right here. He mentioned
Hey,
it.
just by the way, when he says he won close to $750, we're not talking about the $500 he won in Hole in One or the skin money.
Right.
He's just talking about Visa gift cards.
Right. Won a skin for that and got his $500 hole in one prize while he was wearing his 2 Under underwear when he made that. So again, we started the Hole in One Club this year for the members, and we're bringing the. And this year you'll be able to sign up our Blue Golf portal. And right. So any member that wants to join, have a chance to win a hole in one, or making a hole in one in any APT event throughout the season. It'll cost you $30, one-time buy-in, and you're in for the rest of the season. So if you make 5 hole in ones or make one, you're gonna get paid as many times as you're in. So $30 to get you in for the whole season. And good luck to everybody that does it. We want to make sure that we get as many people as possible, so we get a bigger prize pool in there, so that Matt and I don't have to come out of pocket.
Right. That self-insurance thing. I'm sure we got some insurance agents watching, doing all that. But yeah, it's been fun. Real quick, I'm being told we're supposed to take a break. Let's take a quick look at this message from our friends at Turtleson.
Yeah, I do have one suggestion. Should we call it the Tim Miller Hole in One Club? He's usually on here with us, so I figured I'd give him a little.
I feel so bad. He was the inspiration. He hits one at San Antonio. Like, we've been talking about doing this forever, and we're like, man, we got to do this. This guy just hit a hole in one, and now every time we're at a tournament, he gives me grief about it. So I feel bad for poor Tim.
Every time he sees us.
So how do you become the title sponsor for the Hole in One Club? Well, you see, I hit one before there was a Hole in One Club.
What had happened was.
Nice. Well, we've got the 2022 schedule open. We've got people signing up all across the country for these majors. It's exciting to see. But Thursday we've got another live show, so we're actually going double duty this week, and we got a new chapter to announce. One of potentially a few more, to be honest. It could be an interesting few weeks on the APT. Stay tuned. We've also started to work. I know we talked to the Players Forum a little bit, and we've got some rule changes coming for 2022, and so we'll have some of those to announce on Thursday. So Thursday night's going to be a great discussion. One of the things, it's kind of funny, we get to the Players Forum, and um, people are asking us questions. We're like, guys, you got to understand, like, there's some questions you're going to ask that were like, yeah, we really want to do that. We're really excited about, how that worked out this year. And then there's some things that you're like, eh, probably going to tweak that for next year. And so it's been fun getting feedback. Appreciate everybody that came to the Players Forum, gave us some feedback, and certainly been working through that with some of our committees. And Thursday we'll start to talk about that as well. And so definitely a lot of things to tune in for.
Yeah, no doubt. We've got some ideas that it's based on a lot of feedback that we've gotten from the players. We've been working with our chapter owners to kind of fine tune some of the stuff. The player forum that we had at Pinehurst was really helpful. I think for you and I, but also I think for the players as well. There were a lot of questions about seniors and senior tees and things of that nature, and us having the opportunity not to listen to the player perspective about that and the rule that we have in place, but then turn around and be able to explain kind of the legislative history behind that and why we put those rules in place and what we were trying to accomplish. Uh, you could kind of see the expressions on the faces in the crowd as we explained that change, and the tenor of the questions started to change. And I think more and more of the people that were there seem to understand that we did actually think about some of this stuff, and we did have a reason for doing what we're doing, and didn't just come up with this off the cuff. So same thing for some of the rules changes that are coming forward in 22. Some of the things that we're looking at, uh, most all of it is based on some feedback that we've received either from players or chapter owners and ideas that they've had in place.
No, definitely. I think that's really important. Encourage y'all, if you have ideas, to reach out to us. Sometimes it takes us a little while to respond to emails, especially the last couple of weeks. So I apologize. I know I'm guilty of that. Had a great conversation with a gentleman from Iowa today. We were talking about senior tees again, and how to make it better. Certainly encourage you, if you have ideas, reach out. We're certainly willing to listen. We talk about these kind of things in our committees and our chapter owner meetings. And we'll constantly try to improve. And so definitely encourage everybody to tune in Thursday night. Brand new chapter to bring into the APT family. Some exciting rules changes that I really believe will help us to be better in 22, and it's going to be fun. So definitely encourage everybody. We'll be back at our normal time, 7 p.m. Central Time. Registration is going to stay open tonight. I got a couple texts asking me, are we going to close registration after this? Nope, registration's open now. We do have a couple of majors potentially we've still got irons in the fire we're working on closing. And so we'll get those out and open to you. But definitely sign up, let your friends know. We're still going to have a few spots left for the Independence Open at Big Cedar Lodge. Don't want to miss that opportunity for sure. It's going to be a great event. Great way to spend 4th of July weekend in Branson. One of the nice things is if you book it now, book your flights now. That's going to be another thing that's really big. Flights are a lot cheaper than they will be come April. You know what I mean? So get your tournament, get your travel arrangements. If you've signed up for Branson or Stream Song, go ahead and email Allie so we can work on the rooming arrangements, and we'll get everything taken care of. So, Jody, any last thoughts?
Not really. I mean, we've talked about quite a bit. I know, you and I have kind of touched on some potential more chapters added. That was some of this is coming about as a result of the championship and at Pinehurst and the success that we had there. And you and I both received some phone calls and emails that we weren't expecting from some parts of the country that are interested in jumping in the ship with us. So I'll just say to you all as members, if you have friends or folks in parts of the country that we don't have a chapter currently, and they're asking questions about what it is you're doing, what you're playing in, and what it's all about, send them our way. Give them our email, give them our contact information. We'll be glad to talk to them. You know, our goal is going to be to cover the North American continent with these chapters, so that it makes it easier for you all to get from tournament to tournament and play in different parts of the country nearby. So there's a lot coming down the pipe. A lot of information that's flying in. So we're committed to try to help grow as much as we can. But you guys are a bigger network than all of us. So if you know people, just send them our way.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's gonna be fun. I see people putting different areas in the comments in the chat. We'll keep that somewhat quiet for now. It's gonna be a fun couple weeks.
I'll say
As
this.
it's been a
I'll
fun
say
year.
this, Patrick. I'll be in Ireland in June next year for a trip that got postponed for COVID. So, maybe I'll do some scouting while I'm over there. See if we can plant the APT flag over there.
No, definitely. Well, I think that's it for tonight. National major schedule is open. We'll be talking about it here over the next couple months. Tune in Thursday. We got some rules changes, brand new chapter. Enjoy your week. Hopefully, it's still warm enough where you are to play some golf, and we'll see y'all on Thursday.